Laura Ingalls Wilder was an American author best known for writing the Little House series of books, which are about her childhood and early adult life. Her books have been loved by millions of readers around the world, and are still popular today. Laura's stories are full of adventure, family, and the challenges of life on the American frontier in the 19th century. Laura Elizabeth Ingalls was born on February 7, 1867, in a log cabin in Pepin County, Wisconsin. She was the second of 5 children born to Charles and Caroline Ingalls. Her family lived in many different places during Laura's childhood, as her father was a farmer who moved the family around to find work and land. These moves became important parts of Laura's stories, and they are reflected in the different settings in the Little House books. Laura's early years were spent on a small farm in Wisconsin. The Ingalls family struggled with the challenges of living on the frontier. They faced many difficulties, such as harsh winters, food shortages, and sickness. Laura's family lived in a cabin with only the most basic necessities. Despite these challenges, Laura's parents worked hard and taught their children important lessons about survival, responsibility, and kindness. When Laura was about 5 years old, her family moved to a new home in Kansas, where they hoped to find better land for farming. However, they faced more hardships there. The land they settled on was dry and difficult to farm, and soon they had to move again. This time, they moved to Minnesota, where Laura and her family lived for several years. These moves, and the experiences they had along the way, were the inspiration for many of the stories in the Little House series. One of the most famous books in the Little House series is Little House in the Big Woods, which was published in 1932. This book tells the story of Laura's early childhood in Wisconsin, where she lived in a small cabin in the woods with her family. The book describes the daily activities of the Ingalls family, such as making butter, picking berries, and preparing for the long winter months. Laura writes about her love for her family and the beauty of the natural world around her. After Little House in the Big Woods, Laura wrote many other books in the Little House series. These books include Little House on the Prairie, On the Banks of Plum Creek, By the Shores of Silver Lake, and The Long Winter. Each book takes readers on a journey through Laura's life as she grows up. The books show how her family faced both hardships and joys as they moved from one place to another. They describe the excitement of seeing new places, making new friends, and finding new adventures. But the books also show the difficulties that came with life on the frontier, such as crop failures, illness, and the loss of loved ones. One of the most important themes in Laura's books is the idea of family. Throughout her life, Laura remained close to her parents and siblings, and these relationships are at the heart of her stories. Her books show how important it is to love and care for your family, especially during difficult times. The Ingalls family may not have had much in terms of material wealth, but they had a strong bond that helped them get through many tough situations. Another important theme in Laura's books is the connection between people and the land. Many of her stories describe the beauty of the natural world and the hard work that goes into farming and living off the land. Laura often wrote about the changing seasons, the animals she saw, and the crops her family grew. This connection to the land was something Laura learned from her parents, who were both hard-working farmers. The books show how the Ingalls family worked together to make a home, no matter where they lived. Though Laura wrote about her childhood, her books were not just for children. Adults also found her stories meaningful, as they showed the struggles and joys of life in a simpler time. Many readers appreciated Laura's honest writing style, which gave them a glimpse into what life was like on the American frontier. Her books have been translated into many languages and continue to be read by people all over the world. Laura wrote most of the Little House books when she was an older woman. She did not begin writing until she was in her 60s. Before she became a writer, Laura worked as a teacher, a farmer's wife, and a journalist. She also spent time writing for newspapers and magazines. It wasn't until the 1930s, when her daughter, Rose Wilder Lane, encouraged her to write down her memories of childhood, that Laura began to write the books that would make her famous. Rose helped her mother with the writing, and together they created the stories that became the Little House series. Laura's books were an instant success. Little House in the Big Woods was followed by many more, and soon, readers all over America were captivated by Laura's stories. The books were so popular that they were adapted into a successful television series in the 1970s. Little House on the Prairie, the TV show, became a beloved part of American culture and introduced Laura's stories to a new generation of fans. The show ran for many years and remains a favorite of many people today. In addition to the Little House books, Laura also wrote other works about her life and the world around her. She wrote several books of poetry and short stories, as well as articles about farming and rural life. Her writing reflects her deep connection to the land and her love for the simple, hard-working life she and her family led. Despite the success of her writing, Laura's life was not without challenges. She faced many personal hardships, including the loss of loved ones, financial struggles, and health problems. But through it all, she continued to write and share her stories with the world. Her books remain a testament to her perseverance and love for her family and the land she grew up on. Laura Ingalls Wilder passed away on February 10, 1957, just 3 days after her 90th birthday. She left behind a legacy of stories that continue to inspire readers today. Her books are loved for their warmth, honesty, and timeless messages about family, perseverance, and the importance of home. They have influenced generations of readers and writers and will continue to do so for many years to come. Through her writing, Laura Ingalls Wilder showed the world the beauty of life on the American frontier, and she will always be remembered as one of America's most beloved authors.